Kia ora koutou, ko mau au te maunga, ko mātātua te waka, ko nai te rangi te iwi, ko nai tauwhau te hapu, ko mātua au. Kia ora. So the question given to me is to answer, how do I know students are learning and what do I do? For me, there are three things that I know work. The first being through introduction. So I talk specifically about pepeha and what a pepeha is to students, and this is from the get-go, from whenever I have a new class. And to help students learn what a pepeha is, or what a pepeha is about, I use a map of New Zealand, of Aotearoa, and I ask the students to choose a place that's special to them, a place that means something, and they write it on a post-it note. And then through this activity, once they've written it on the post-it note, they post it somewhere on the map. Obviously, if it's not in New Zealand, Aotearoa, they leave it off the map of New Zealand. And those who talk about other countries explain why it's special to them. So the whole activity is based around having a special place, and we go around the circle explaining why it's special. And at the end of the discussion, I then ask the students to put their hand up if they have had any connection with what's just been discussed. And they talk about, oh yes, you know, my family go to that beach once a year, or you know, I travel there every now and then, or I pass through that little town, or I've spent some time at that place. And it's all about connection. So that's my explanation for pepeha. It's not necessarily about your mountain or your awa or your river or your marae. It's more about making connections with people. And I find that comes across very well in that activity. Activity number 2 that I know works is using cuisinaire rods. The colourful little rods, different shapes and sizes. And I use that in a way where students can create and build things. We use it for basic sentence structures. For example, this is a, and it's whatever the student has built. We then extend from that to this is a red fish, to that is a brown car, to that over there is a green tree. So we just scaffold the same sentence, just tweaking different words. So it's a hands-on activity, which doesn't require any writing. None of the activities that I use, by the way, use writing. It's all repetitive and manipulating things. And the last activity that I've used is called whakakōrero. And that is an activity where it's using visual pictures to ask and answer questions. And that's a very, very useful tool that I've used. Thank you. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Maurice.